I keep a small wooden stool pushed against my bedroom door every night. Not because I'm afraid of a ghost, but because I know someone is still using the spare key I lost months ago. I live in a quiet, older apartment building where the floorboards groan if you even think about stepping on them. For weeks, I'd come home from my night shift to find things just shifted. My toothbrush would be wet, the thermostat would be turned up, or a single kitchen chair would be pulled out from the table. I told myself I was just losing it from lack of sleep, but the anxiety was a knot in my stomach that wouldn't untie. Last Tuesday, I decided to test my theory. I left a dusting of flour across the entryway floor before I left for work. It was a stupid, desperate move, but I needed to know I wasn't going crazy. When I got home at 3 a.m., the apartment was dead silent. I held my breath, clicking my phone light on to look at the entryway. The flour was perfectly smooth, nothing. I let out a shaky, relieved laugh, feeling like a paranoid idiot. I walked into the kitchen to grab a glass of water, and that's when I saw it. The flour wasn't disturbed because the intruder hadn't walked through the door. He was already inside. There were wet, bare footprints leading from the closet in my bedroom directly to the kitchen. My heart hammered against my ribs so hard it actually hurt. I backed away, my eyes darting toward the open door of my own bedroom. That's when I heard the slow, deliberate creak of my bed frame. Someone was sitting on it. "You really should stop changing the locks," a voice whispered from the darkness of my bedroom. "It makes it so much harder to tuck you in." I didn't think. I just bolted for the front door, fumbling with the deadbolt. I made it into the hallway, screaming for help, and slammed the door shut behind me. I called the police from the safety of the stairwell, my voice cracking as I told them someone was in my home. When the officers arrived, they searched the place from top to bottom. They found no one. The apartment was completely empty. They looked at me with that patronizing pity reserved for the hysterical, telling me I must have had a nightmare or a stress-induced hallucination. I moved out the next day. I didn't even pack. I just took my clothes and left. It wasn't until I was 3 states away and unpacking my suitcase that I found it tucked into the side pocket of my favorite hoodie. It was a Polaroid photo taken from the perspective of someone standing directly over my bed, looking down at me while I slept. On the back, in my own handwriting, were 3 words: "Don't move again."